Don't get in the helicopter, the boy shouted, and it saved a millionaire's life. The whir of spinning rotors filled the open airfield, blending with a midday wind like distant thunder. A yellow and black helicopter gleamed under the pale sun, parked neatly beside the private terminal of Havenwood Executive Strip. Everything was quiet, too quiet, except for the steady chop of blades overhead. Marcus Thorne, 43-year-old real estate tycoon and billionaire investor, adjusted his cuff links with practiced ease as he approached the aircraft. His custom Navy suit clung to his shoulders like armor. This wasn't just another trip. It was an escape. For the past week, Marcus had been receiving anonymous threats. First, a blank envelope on his penthouse desk. Then a dead bird left on the windshield of his Bugatti. Last night, someone tampered with the security cameras outside his vacation home in Harbor Point. He told no one, not his assistant, not his head of security. If someone wanted to scare him, they had picked the wrong man. This helicopter had been chartered last minute through a private broker, under the table, off the radar. Marcus planned to fly 3 hours north to a secluded estate, untraceable, unreachable, or so he thought. Just as he placed one polished shoe on the helicopter skid, a voice pierced through the roar of the blades. "Don't get in the helicopter." Marcus froze. Across the tarmac, a boy, barefoot, no older than 8, was running toward him at full speed. His clothes were torn and smeared with dried mud. His eyes were wide, wild, full of panic. "Don't go. They'll kill you," the boy screamed, arms flailing, voice cracking. Marcus stepped back from the door, instincts kicking in. Where was his security? Probably still circling the private jet on the far end of the hangar. He raised a hand, confused. "Hey, slow down. What are you talking about?" The boy reached him and collapsed at his feet, gasping for breath. "The man inside, he's not who you think he is," the boy whispered. Marcus turned slowly toward the cockpit. The pilot sat motionless behind the glass, headset on. Too calm, too quiet. Something shifted in Marcus' gut. This boy wasn't lying. Kneeling down, Marcus asked, "Who are you?" "My name's Kofi," he said between breaths. "They took my brother. He tried to warn someone too. That pilot, he's not with the company. I heard him on the radio. They were waiting for you to leave alone." Marcus' pulse pounded in his ears. The flight had been arranged hastily. No checks, no questions. Had someone used his fear, his urgency, to lure him into a trap? The pilot opened the door. "Everything okay, Mr. Thorne?" he asked, voice flat, one hand resting too close to the controls. Marcus forced a smile. "I forgot something in the terminal. Be right back." He stood, pulled Kofi up, and walked briskly toward the building. The pilot didn't move, didn't smile, just watched. Too closely. Inside the terminal, Marcus slammed his palm onto the emergency lockdown button. Steel doors hissed shut. His hand shook. He'd outmaneuvered billionaires, outbid kings. But today, a barefoot child had saved his life. Grabbing the landline, he called his head of security. "Get here now. That pilot, he's not one of ours. Lock down the entire airfield. Confirm the charter company, the pilot's ID, run background checks. I want FAA involved. Pull every feed." "Sir, are you all right?" He looked over. Kofi sat curled on a bench near the vending machine, arms wrapped around his knees. Outside, the rotors roared louder. The helicopter lifted, slicing into the sky. Gone. No flight plan. No transponder. No trace. When federal agents arrived, Marcus handed over everything. security footage, pilot details, every word Kofi had said. And what they uncovered was terrifying. Kofi's story checked out. His brother, Abel, had vanished 2 months earlier. They lived near the docks, surviving on scraps. One night, a man in a pilot's uniform offered them food, said he could help. Only Kofi had escaped. Since then, the boy had watched from the shadows, sleeping near landing strips, listening to radios. When he heard that voice again, he ran, but he didn't expect anyone to believe him. But Marcus did, and that saved his life. Over the following days, investigators unraveled a black market trafficking ring disguised as an elite air charter service. Their targets? CEOs, scientists, landowners, anyone with ransom value. Mid-flight extractions. No weaknesses. No returns. The pilot, Vince Carlo, was a former military contractor turned rogue. He'd used Marcus' own name to schedule the flight. That emblem Kofi remembered, a sun, a wing, and the number 9, matched a private security group Marcus had once partnered with for an overseas deal. Someone had used his connections to target him. But this time, the plan had failed. 2 weeks later, agents raided a warehouse on the coast. Inside, they found 4 boys locked in a container. One of them was Abel, thin, shaken, alive. Kofi was there when his brother stepped out. No screams, no speeches, just a quiet embrace. 4 heads pressed together, grounding each other back into the world. Marcus stood at a distance, arms crossed, jaw tight. For once, he didn't speak. Later, outside his headquarters, he finally did. I spent years building fences to protect myself, Marcus told reporters. But some walls block out more than danger. They block out truth. I thought wealth meant safety. I was wrong. Safety is awareness. And sometimes the people who see danger first are the ones we walk past every day. He paused. A barefoot child saved my life, and I intend to spend the rest of mine repaying that. Marcus launched the Kofi Foundation, providing security, education, and housing for endangered children across the world. Kofi and Abel were the first residents that he didn't adopt them. He asked them to adopt him, not as a father, but as a man who wanted to learn, to never let his ignorance cost another life. The yellow helicopter was eventually found, stripped in a sugarcane field. Vince Carlo was captured in Brazil, but what stayed with the world wasn't the arrest. It was the image of a mud-streaked child sprinting across a tarmac. Not to beg, not to steal, but to save. Some say angels have wings. That day, one had bare feet, a torn shirt, and perfect timing. Don't get in a helicopter. Enjoyed this story? Give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let us know in the comments. Where in the world are you watching from? Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching.